Hi, this is Marc Colinares. Let me welcome you to another edition of HDI Cyberspace video presentation. And today, we're gonna present our country's forecast for this year. And with me,
I am Risa Morales.
I am Jonathan Daniel.
And I am Imari Hilayo, inviting everyone to pay attentively as we present issues of great concern to us all.
the key risk to the 2010 global outlook is a weaker than anticipated global recovery that would hurt export, financial investment inflow, consumer and business sentiment, which, while showing some early signs of improvement, remains fragile.
What would then be the forecasted outlook of the Philippines in 2010 as against the backdrop of the global financial crisis and the rising food, fuel, and commodity prices?
Aside from what Marc has said, internal factors will significantly contribute in determining the overall Philippine scenario, like the country's debt servicing, poverty, environment degradation and dwindling of natural resources, and increasing unemployment.
Plus, the large-scale damage to infrastructure and agriculture caused by the series of typhoons that hit Luzon. Not to mention the socio-economic problem associated with large number of people displaced by the tragedy.
This is further aggravated by the recent volcanic activity in Mount Mayon, where many people have been displaced and whose daily chores of life interrupted as they were evacuated into safer areas, coupled by the alarming peace and order situation in Mindanao, like the frequent fighting of government troops and communist rebels, as well as the so-called secessionist forces, kidnapping, terrorism, and the recently Ampatuan Massacre. All these things will add up to the overall factor that will determine the Filipinos' well-being in the year 2010.
Plus, the projected typhoons with the same category of Typhoon Ondoy is expected to hit this year, knowing that typhoon intensifies due to the effects of global warming and climate change.
These portray the uncertainties that the Philippines is and will be facing, leading to the general elections in May 2010 that is likely to keep private investments subdued.
Though much campaign will be pumped in the economy in such a short time and enhances GDP growth, it also poses a risk, for it might trigger a jump of inflation, knowing that the billions of campaign money poured will be spent immediately.
Likewise, the election season, where the government is involved in the campaign at so many levels, the government's focus may not be on the serious problems that the country is facing.
This poses a serious threat, plus the fact that newly elected officials need time to organize before it can focus on the problems the country is facing, hoping that no problem will arise after election that will trigger political instability.
Though it is heartwarming to know that the Asian Development Bank forecasted Philippines' economic activity to reach a modest growth rate in 2010. But it is also sad to note that the recent episodes of moderate economic expansion have had limited impacts to the poor, knowing the greater inequality of income brackets across regions and sectors, as well as unmanaged population, exists in the Philippines.
This is substantiated by the UNDP Human Development Report, where the Philippines fell below most of its Asian counterparts as it ranked 105th among the 182 countries, which is the measurement of a country's ability to offer its people opportunities to improve their lives based on economic opportunities, access to healthcare, and education.
Sad to say that the Philippines continue to slide on human development, which is the ultimate end in all forms of development. This depicts poor government policy that are far too often reactive rather than proactive. It also appears that the best and brightest in government lacks the ability to anticipate incoming train wrecks and too often are paralyzed by inaction to get out of the way. In totality, this reflects poor good governance.
Once again, this is Rizan Morales.
And I am Jonathan Daniel.
And this is Imari Hilayo, hoping that you will disseminate this video to your relatives and friends.
And this is Marc Colinares. Let me end this presentation by saying that income growth is not directly linked to a better quality of life or high human development, for income growth is just a means, not the end. Thus, Philippines, with all these uncertainties and rough sailing ahead, must skillfully use available means in order to enhance human well-being for 2010 and henceforth. A challenge to the government and to the Filipino people as a whole.